This is the Gestapo. This is just like the Nazi homosexuals in the 1930s. It was a militant homosexual network that took over Germany. That's what this is. And they're going to silence all opposition if people do not stand up and put a stop to this stuff.
You got to understand that right now there's a hedge around the church building, the people that work within the building. The people that sit in the pews on Sunday are not protected. We've got to stand up. We've got to make our voices heard. We have to use what we can right now to stem the tide, because if we don't, we will find it inside the church. You will have the rainbow flag flying above your church because they will be considered hate.
The German churches that were intimidated by the Nazis had swastikas flying above their churches. So what you'll have in the United States are cowardly, wimpy churches that will have a rainbow flag. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Rainbow flag, Nazi swastika. It's the same thing. It's the same spirit behind it. Aaron, is Sweet Cakes by Melissa still in business?
We maintain the name. We're not actively doing business at this point in time.
These guys put you out of business. They shut down your business, right?
Yeah, they did.
You're making cakes and cupcakes and cookies, and you're driven out of business by radical sexual perverts.
Just the idea that we would have a different view than theirs is hostility. But we know this was going to happen. We know this as Christians. If we read our Bibles, we see that the gospel is an offense to those who are perishing. We see that these people, in Romans chapter 1, these people are going to be handed over to their sin to the extent that they are going to try to coerce others into committing that same sin. But we need to be very mindful of what 1 Timothy 5:22 says, and that is we are not to take part in another man's sins. That is something we have to watch out for, because we cannot send a mixed message as a follower of Christ.
I believe God's turning this nation over to a reprobate mind.
Actually, I'm kind of encouraged by what's going on here. We have seen, at least in the state of Oregon, mindsets the government is overstepping their bounds. We have seen people in this state stand up and say this is ludicrous for a government entity to do this to somebody. And these are, I'll put it this way, that Continue to Give account I'm talking about, you can leave a comment on there if you donate, and people with comments, they say, I am a homosexual man, and I don't believe that what the government is doing is okay. You look at it and you go, well, this could be a turning point. Satan may have overplayed his hand, and we might have a chance for revival in this country if we do our due diligence and we follow God's word.